Problem number 4 says, Samantha made a square mosaic in art class. The mosaic was 36 inches squared. What are the dimensions of the mosaic art piece? Anytime you're reading a question, word problem, it talks about a square, draw a square. If it's talking about a rectangle, draw a rectangle. It always helps. And then we have to consider what this 36 inches squared, what is that representing? Because it's squared, they're talking about the area. It literally means there are 36 1-inch by 1-inch squares that could fit inside this art piece. Then we need to figure out what the length of the side would equal. We know all the sides are the same length because it's a square. So side times side equals 36. Or if we know the area, we can use the square root function that we learned. Square root of 36 equals the side length. You just have to ask yourself what number times itself would equal 36, and I think you can see that would be 6 inches by 6 inches. So the answer will be answer choice A. You could rule out B and D just knowing that it's a square, and then C is just really testing whether you know what that 36 inches squared represents, that you know that that's the area and not the side length. Okay, number 5, which of these number line models represents -5 plus +2? There's a couple different ways to solve this one. First of all, we know that our first integer will start at 0, so let's look at all the zeros and see the arrow that's extending from the 0. This arrow is extending from 0 and going to -2, not -5. Looking at this next one, this first arrow that's extending from the origin is going to -5, so that's good. And then from there, we're going 2 to the right, and that is +2. So this first arrow is -5, and we're adding +2, and we end up at -3. So let's just make sure that that's what this sum would really be. Remember, for adding integers, we ask ourselves, are the signs the same or different? They're different, so we find the difference. 5 minus 2 is 3. And then would it be -3? Well, yeah, it would, because -5 has greater absolute value than +2. -5 is farther from the origin than +2, so that is -3. So everything about model B checks out. The other thing you can do is you can figure out what the sum would be first, and then you can look at your models and know that your model should end at -3. So if you look at model A, you see it's ending at +3, so you can rule it out that way. If you look at model B, we're going here and then here, and we're ending at -7, so you could rule that out. Model C has 2 arrows extending from the origin, and that's not how integer addition works with the number line model, so that rules that out. Okay, here's a chance to win a golden ticket. The way you win this golden ticket is you're basically going to need to follow along here, but you'll see everything that's on my screen. So go to my website. Hopefully you have that bookmarked at home. I'm sure you do. And then go to links. And then the very first link, it's a math link. It's called the Khan Academy. And I want everyone to get familiar with this site. This website has videos like mine. Well, they're much better than mine, but it has videos on every math subject and actually subjects in several other content areas, all the way up to calculus. You could learn more math than I've even learned in my life by studying on your own on this website. And so what I want you to do is go to the search bar up here where I am and type in integer. And then I want you to go to the third one down here where it says adding integers with different signs, and watch this video.
Find the sum 15.
Now, the way you earn the golden ticket is by watching the video.
Find the sum 15 plus -46 plus 529. So let's just think about this first part over here, where we have 15 plus -46 plus -46. And we'll
having a tough time pausing that. Okay, what I want you to do is watch this video, write down everything that the person teaching this lesson writes down, and hand that paper in, and the first person to hand that in will win the golden ticket. If you're not first, I'll still get you 10 tickets for the weekly ticket drawing. And I'll pick up the review with problem 5 on the next video.